Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. We've got Sunday, July 6th, Major League Baseball lineup and schedule and bets. Hopefully you got a chance to watch all the games on Saturday. We were smoking hot on Saturday with the wins, with the D-backs with the big win, Astros over the Dodgers, Cardinals taking care of the Cubs bullpen especially, and also a little the D-backs, the Orioles, and then also can't even talk as we get started here, right? Great job, Scotty. Orioles getting the win over the Braves as well. So awesome day for us yesterday. Hopefully you guys had an awesome one as well. Let's get started with the Sunday slate. First of all, if you're new to our show, welcome. Secondly, we do fade or follow 4 teams in Major League Baseball: Cubs, Dodgers, Orioles, and the Royals. So we will play in those particular games there with our bets, but hopefully we will give you bets throughout the lineup as well. So if there's any game you love, you'll be able to get those. Currently, there's a couple games off the board, so we won't necessarily get too much into those. Maybe give you some slight inklings, but we'll give you the rest of the lineup. We'll get started with that early morning Sunday game, 11:35 Eastern time. It is one of the teams we're in on as well, Orioles and the Braves. So Braves, what are we going to say about the Braves? They lose the first 2 games of this series to the Orioles. Orioles 3 spot, and then put up a 9 spot yesterday. Bats are seeming to work a little bit, and the Orioles have their best pitcher going to the mound Sunday morning in Trevor Rogers against Grant Holmes. Excellent opportunity here for the Orioles. Trevor Rogers has pitched like a stud. Not that he's going to be a stud for the rest of his career, but he's been really good so far coming off the injury list. We like the Orioles quite a bit in this spot. They are a sizable dog here. The Braves are way overvalued. We like the Orioles. We'll give you all the bets we like in this one. Orioles money line +1.5, -1.5, and 2.5 on the run line. Orioles over 3.5 team total. We absolutely love this play here. Orioles money line, first 3, first 5, first 7 innings. Jackson Holiday, Colton Cowser, 5 bets apiece, same 5 bets. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases. Next game on the board on Ace Day on Sunday, Zach Wheeler for the Phillies, Chase Burns, 1:35 Eastern time in Philly. And Zach Wheeler's awesome. You know exactly what you're going to get with Zach Wheeler. 6 to 7 innings of 2 runs or less. Chase Burns gave up 3 in his first start, 5 in his second start that he didn't even barely got to a third of an inning. We're definitely Phillies -0.5 run first 5. Phillies -1.5 for the game. Money line for the game as well. Phillies over their team total at 4.5. Like all of those plays there, I think that's a big Phillies win for them as well. Next game up as we get into the rest of the slate. Let's see here. We've got another 1:35 start. Red Sox, Nationals, another ace on the mound in this game for Sunday Ace Day, right? Garrett Crochet on the mound for the Red Sox against, I can't pronounce the Japanese pitcher name, with his first start ever in the Major League Baseball going for the Nats. I don't know what else to tell you basically in this one besides this should be a pretty solid win here for the Red Sox. Now, I'm not saying they're going to necessarily win this game on the run line, even though they're a monster favorite there as well. But they should be able to handle anything that the Nats can throw at them in this one. Garrett Crochet has been excellent. We like the Red Sox. We'll take a -0.5 run from 5. Money line for the game I know is expensive. I know a lot of people are going to put this in a parlay as well. Just keep in mind, the Nats can possibly score off of Crochet. It's not like he's never given up a run before. But do like I said, the Nats to get going. I'm sorry, the Red Sox to get going in that one. Next game up. We get to the 137 matchup. And if it's a 30, it starts on a 7. It always seems to be in Toronto, right? Blue Jays hosting the Angels. Tyler Anderson, Kevin Gausman in this one here. So close game, going to extras, 4-3 win for the Blue Jays on Saturday. Angels had multiple opportunities. So did the Blue Jays. Nobody could get home, nothing until extra innings in that one. Tyler Anderson, there's a couple guys in that Blue Jays lineup that have absolutely owned Anderson. Number one is Vlad Guerrero. He's had monster numbers against Anderson lifetime. Bo Bichette, another one. George Springer right now, hot as hell as well. So there's a lot of guys on that Blue Jays team to like. Vlad Guerrero, over hits, runs, RBIs. Vlad Guerrero, 2+ total bases. Are a couple excellent plays. Blue Jays are a little pricey here, almost at $1.90 favorite, but well worth it here. Tyler Anderson's definitely struggled as of late. Like the Blue Jays, front five -0.5 a run. Blue Jays to win the game as well. Blue Jays over their team total, 4.5, even at 5.5. I'm still interested in a play there. And like we mentioned, Vlad and Bo Bichette as well. Next game up, 1:40 Eastern time. Another ace on the mound. Tariq Skubal. Everybody loves getting in on the Skubal plays, right? He's awesome. They're playing the Guardians, the coldest team in baseball right now. Gavin Williams on the mound. Of course, the Tigers are $2.25 favorite here. Monster favorite. What are we going to do in this one? Well, we want to play Skubal somehow, right? So we'll play him probably a couple different ways, or play the Tigers a few different ways in this one and go with enough said. Skubal's been absolutely phenomenal. He's only had a couple starts this season that were not Skubal-like, meaning he didn't go 7 innings, give up 2 runs, and strike out double digits. But he should strike out. I think the number 7.5 currently for strikeouts for Skubal. We like him to strike out 8 Guardians. Also, 7.5, the total is the other way to attack this one. We're going to take a little bit different route here. So we're going to play under 4.5 the first 5 innings, under 8.5 for the game. I would really focus on the front 5 here on the under. A 1-0 win for the Tigers in game 2. Both teams have been a little struggling to score here, just a little bit. The Tigers have that offense, though, that can put up a 10 spot at a lot of different times, but don't like him too in this game here. Under 4.5 front 5, under 8.5 alt line for the game. Skubal 8+ Ks. Tigers to win the game as well if you want to play money line as well. Tigers -0.5 front 5. I like all of those plays there in that one. I think a lot of opportunities for the Tigers. Next game up, Yankees and the Mets, not currently on the board. Max Fried going against Davinsky here. So a bullpen game, what it looks like for the Mets. Mets have been on fire. Yankees have been struggling tremendously. Yankees are going to be favored here with Max Fried, no question about that. So what do we think in this one? Fried has not been unhittable as of late. He pitches to contact more times than not. He does strike out 5-6 a game, maybe 4. He's not a monster strikeout guys where he's striking out 13 every 9 innings, but he does strike out around 1 per, right? So if he goes 6 innings, you've got a good chance at 6 Ks, 7 for 7. But I will be honest, as cold as the bats have been for the Yankees, even though they've scored some runs this series, they're making dumb fielding mistakes, things of that nature. You got to like the Mets, I think, to sweep the Subway Series here. So, and you're going to get plus money to do so. Mets +0.5 a run first 5 innings. Mets +1.5 for the game. You can probably sprinkle a little bit on the money line, but putting that run in your pocket, I think, is going to be huge in this one there. Next game up, we're at the 1:40 time frame still. Brewers, Marlins. Brandon Woodruff against Edward Cabrera in this one. Cabrera's pitched all right. ERA just slightly over 3, expected ERA around the same. Brandon Woodruff coming off the injured list. This is normally time to take advantage of that pitcher. That's what we think we're going to do here. Total in this game's at 8. So take the 8 down to 7.5, like the over, like the Marlins over their team total as well. Like the Marlins to win this game. Money line front 5, money line for the game. They're also a dog here at home on Sunday. Normally an excellent time to take advantage. And by the way, they did just post that Yankees game. So you're going to get the Mets roughly plus 180-ish in that one. Or you're going to get plus money on the run line. I would look at also plus 2.5 on that Mets-Yankees game as well. We mentioned 1.5 earlier. but plus 2.5 might even be the better play there. Next game up, Twins and the Rays. In Minnesota, the Rays bullpen has cost them both of the games in the first two. Joe Ryan and Rasmussen. So we get the two aces of the staff basically going here in this one, as it is a pitcher's, Saturday, or what was it, Friday or Thursday, didn't look like many pitchers on the hill at all. This Sunday is loaded with top-tier pitchers in the lineup card here. Rasmussen has been strong. He does not strike out many guys, but he's pitched strong. Joe Ryan does strike out a bunch of dudes. The ERAs are almost identical for Rasmussen and Ryan both. To be really honest here, the Rays bullpen is the difference. It's been much worse, as we think this game's going to be extremely close till we get later on. So we're all in on the Twins on this one. Twins money line front five, Twins money line for the game. And, if you're on the Twins side, just wait for, Joe Ryan goes out and pitches a decent game to match what Rasmussen does. I like your options once we get to the bullpen in that one. Next game up, 3:10 Eastern time in the game nobody and their grandmother should care about, and it's called the Rockies and the White Sox. Rockies won Saturday's game by blowing them out. Who cares? If you're a baseball fan and you're one of the biggest baseball fans on earth, you still don't want to watch this game. Now, I promise you we'll be running a live show, and there'll be 300 questions about the Rockies and the White Sox. I'm going to tell you again, who cares? You really shouldn't be betting on the two worst teams in baseball. You don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen on a daily basis. Shane Smith against Dollander in this one. Dollander's actually pitched well, he's pitched okay here as of late, as in one start. Shane Smith, okay. Well, the White Sox kind of blew out the Rockies in game two, so why not the Rockies blow out them in game three as we get a bunch of wish-wash back and forth? No real handicap to this game, as we've got two bad starting pitchers, two bad offenses, and two bad bullpens. In this one, slight lean to the Rockies because they're at home. Next game up, 4:10 Eastern time. Another ace on the mound. Pirates, Paul Skeens, Mariners, George Kirby. In this one, in Seattle again. Pittsburgh, a slight favorite here on the money line. Definitely a favorite on the run line. I know Skeens is awesome, no question about it. But can we really trust him? I don't know if we can. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to pitch all 9 innings. That's where we run into the problem. He's going to go somewhere between probably 5 and 7 innings. He's not striking out as many guys as he did last year. Skeens is a hell of a pitcher. But unfortunately, he plays on a rotten-ass team known as the Pittsburgh Pirates. And there's not really any advantage to going against them in this one either. That's kind of the bummer part, right? But Mariners at home are better. Mariners money line front five, as it's probably 0-0 going into the 6th inning, as I believe Saturday night was. And then also Mariners money line for the game, as Paul Skeens doesn't get any run support as normal. Next game up, 4:10 Eastern time as well. Royals and the D-backs. Michael Lorenzen going against DeSclafani, and we haven't seen DeSclafani in a minute. He's in the starting role for the D-backs as they are desperately searching for pitchers, right? They need pitching in the worst way. D-backs get a 7-1 win on Saturday after the befuddle on Friday, and offense looked solid, right? Perdomo involved in a lot of stuff with runs, walks, but doesn't get a hit. Eugenio Suarez, no home run, but does drive in a run, couple hits. Offense was solid. Corbin Carroll came back. Marte was out of the game. Like the Diamondbacks in this one, they're a slight favorite in this, but I think the Diamondbacks can get a lot of damage done in this one. Let's give you the plays we've got there for you. Diamondbacks money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. D-backs over the 4.5 team total. I think they smacked Lorenzen out of the building. Corbin Carroll and Jake McCarthy, same 5 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases. Next game up, Let's see. This game not on the board yet either. Astros, Dodgers. Actually, it's just coming on the board. We're going to give you the plays here in this one. Gusto versus Emmett Sheehan in this one. You're getting huge value with the Stros. Stros have beat them in the first two games, 18-1 and 6-4. Obviously, the Dodgers haven't hit their stride offensively in this one. Emmett Sheehan's only pitched one time so far this season, 4 1/3. He was good. Astros can seem to beat up the bullpen just fine when it comes to the Dodger side of things, the Dodgers bullpen. Let's give you bets here. We're light on player props. This just came out. We're going to take the Astros money line. Astros plus 1.5, minus 1.5, 2.5 on the run line. Astros over 3.5 team total one more time. Astros money line first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Make sure you check out our Google Sheets, and we'll have updated player props for you there as soon as they become available. Next game up, as we keep running through the schedule, Rangers, Padres, lighter for the Rangers. No starting pitcher announced for, and we missed a game. I apologize on that. The Sunday night baseball game, that's not really the Sunday night baseball game. Cubs, Cardinals, 6:10 Eastern time. Normally it's the 7:10 game, but the schedule is kind of wonky a little bit on this Sunday here. Cardinals, fantastic win, but they had the Cubs kryptonite going and a left-handed starter, which keeps the Cubs offense basically squadushed for as long as they're out there. That's what happened for the most part. If it wasn't for some Cardinals wild pitches and defensive problems, Cardinals win this game like 8-2, 8-3. But since that didn't happen, the game did go over and the Cubs made it a little closer, 8-6. The Cubs just whooped them on Friday, 11-3. Fetty versus Matthew Boyd in this one. Boyd's been probably the best starter for the Cubs. So if you want to call this ace day for the Cubs as well, it seems like almost every other team has their number one starter on the mound. You can call it that as well as Boyd. ERA barely above 2.5 for the season. He's been really good. He's only had one game this season where he's really kept them out of it, and that was a first inning problem against the Reds on the road. Eric Fetty, on the other hand, the Cubs have absolutely destroyed. I expect to see the same here. Cubs are a sizable favorite here as well. Cubs money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over 4.5 team total. I'll even play it over 5.5. Cubs minus a half a run, first 3, first 5, first 7 innings. Kyle Tucker, Michael Busch. By the way, if you haven't watched Michael Busch over the last week, he is hitting almost 600 in his last 7 games. He's had 2 games in a row where he's homered as well. Homer and a double yesterday, 2 homers in the game before. Tucker and Busch both home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases and 3+ total bases. Then we get to let's see here as we keep fumbling around the list. Padres and the Rangers, which we discussed, lighter on the mound there. Don't know who's starting yet for the Padres. What's happened to the Padres? I mean, this is a team that was in the NL West race. Now all of a sudden is not. Although the Dodgers are trying to let teams back in by losing a couple here to the Stros. This one here, I'll be really honest with you here. I assume the Padres are probably going to be favored in this game, being at home. Plus a half a run from 5 for the Rangers, plus 1.5 is all we can give you so far, as the rest of it's not on the board. Then we finish up the night with a 10 o'clock Eastern time frame game on a Sunday. Giants and the A's, Birdsong versus Lopez. Looks like we might have got Saturday's game wrong, as that was one of the few exceptions for Saturday, as the A's aren't scoring as much as we anticipated against Webb, and the Giants are putting up runs like, they're putting up a week's worth in one day, 7-2 as we're recording this in this one here. But we do like the A's in this particular spot. Again, they're going to be a dog one more time, plus a half from 5, plus 1.5 for the game. A's over 3.5 team total. 4.5 team total. We're fine there as well with both of those. So a lot of exciting games on Sunday. Unfortunately, not all of them on the board like they should be, as we got pitchers missing here, there, and everywhere, so to speak, in that one. Do you like the content you're seeing here? Want to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on. Also, make life a little bit simpler than that. Turn on the notifications for that social media platform as well. You'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of Bets. Give you plenty of time to match this up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.